Alright guys, Man City have just beaten Chelsea by a goal to nil. And yeah, a bit disappointing from a football fan's point of view because you'd wanted Chelsea to win just so you have that small glimmer of hope that Man City will not win the league for the fourth time in 5 seasons. But that's not the case. It wasn't the most thrilling game of all time. The second half was a bit better than the first, but in the first half, other than Jack Grealish having a one-on-one with Kepa, which he definitely should have scored, he just had to dink it over the keeper, and he decided to try and play it round him, and Kepa managed to just about get it enough on it to deflect it wide. That all came from a Mateo Kovacic mistake. There were a couple of times though where Chelsea did nearly get into a position where they could have a good chance of getting a shot off on goal. They didn't. Nothing really came of it, to be honest. Out of Chelsea's front three today, which it was a bit of a surprise. The starting 11 both teams put out. To be honest, City rested Ruben Diaz and Riyad Mahrez. No, Mahrez is AFCON, isn't he? Sorry, Gabriel Jesus. So yeah, that was slightly surprising starting 11s. Chelsea also rested Mason Mount, which I don't think anyone could really have predicted, as well as Jorginho and who else? We dropped Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. But out of Chelsea's front three of Ziyech, Pulisic and Lukaku, I thought Ziyech was poor today. Pulisic failed to really make an impact. Lukaku, I didn't think was too bad. He at least put himself about a bit and tried to make things happen. But he should probably have scored early on in the second half. He had a one-on-one. Ederson made a good save, and Ziyech failed to get the rebound. I didn't think anyone for Chelsea particularly played great today, to be honest, though. They were just missing something like a link in between midfield and attack. Because, well, that's what Ziyech in theory should have been, but he had a poor game. And City managed to get the goal in the second half through Kevin De Bruyne. A brilliant goal. Brilliant pass through by João Cancelo to De Bruyne. And De Bruyne managed to wriggle past Kante. Kante, for me, had to make a foul on De Bruyne, or at least had to stop him getting through. De Bruyne managed to get a shot off. You know how he wraps his foot around the ball with a lot of power on it. And it managed to get past Kepa. It wasn't really straight into the corner. I thought, had Kepa positioned himself a little bit better, he probably could have saved it. But yeah, Chelsea never really looked like equalising even after the goal. I thought some of the Thomas Tuchel's substitutes were slightly questionable. I felt as though Mason Mount was the obvious choice with about 25 minutes to go. But he left that until there was about 10 minutes to go. I think Mason Mount he left Kai Havertz on the bench altogether and brought on Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, which I thought, if you bring in Timo Werner on, yes, he's very quick and in theory could cause Man City trouble, but pace isn't going to be the answer against Man City on the left-hand side, especially when they've got Kyle Walker at right back. It's just not going to work. He can outpace anyone in football, pretty much, Kyle Walker. The only person who's going to give him troubles with speed in the Premier League is Adama Traore. And Werner's definitely not as quick as Traore. So I couldn't really understand Tuchel's thinking behind that substitution. Raheem Sterling, though, had a really good game for City today, though. He was causing them all sorts of problems. I thought Grealish was slightly disappointing again. It's not turning out the way I thought it was going to with Grealish at City. I thought it would suit him, but he almost seems a bit too slow. Like City moved the ball about really quickly. Like João Cancelo is made for Man City, isn't he? Left back. Same with Rodri. Same with Bernardo Silva. But with Grealish, every time he gets the ball, he has to sort of slow the play down a bit, and then stand up to his man, and then try and go past him. It's not like Bernardo Silva where he picks up the ball at the same speed. He doesn't have to like stop to control the ball or anything. Whereas with Grealish, he has to stop and sort of skill his do a skill to get past his player. Which with Bernardo Silva and other players in the team, Sterling, Foden, it just looks as though that they can just do it with quick changes of direction, which Grealish I don't think can. So that might be part of the problem with Grealish. But yeah, other than that, I didn't think City were like. It's weird because City, it wasn't a world class performance from City, but they did enough to win again. Which, I mean, it's all you really need against the team who are second in the league. Chelsea at the moment, for me, definitely aren't playing like a team who are second in the league. I think there is a clear best team in the Premier League this season. I think Liverpool, I don't know how many, I think they're a point behind Chelsea and they have 2 games in hand. And City are 14 points ahead of Liverpool. So if Liverpool can win those 2 games in hand, it goes to 8 points. Which, I mean, you still can't see a way that City are dropping 8 points that Liverpool won't. So, yeah, City, for me, have definitely won the league now. Can't see any way that they don't. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.